My name is Dan Bongino. I was a Secret Service agent for 12 years. I was with the NYPD for 5. I did my academic studies at Penn State, where I did my MBA, specialized in finance. I did a master's degree in neuropsychology at the City University of New York and a BA in psychology. I was a Secret Service agent for 12 years, 5 years spent in the Presidential Protection Division, 3 years with President Obama, 2 years with President Bush. It was a great experience. I resigned from the job. I did not retire. I resigned to do this. You know, it's funny, I tell this story a lot, and just to be frank with you, most people say, well, you know, I don't believe it. I say, well, believe it. It's for real. Look at my financial records if you don't believe it. I left because I was a guy who got tired of throwing the Nerf football at the TV screen. I left my job. I was a well-paid government worker in a prestigious position. I mean, let's just be honest. We were Secret Service agents. We were treated like gold everywhere we went. And I was sitting at my desk one day in the Baltimore field office, and I just thought, I can't do this anymore. I mean, it's as simple as that. I felt like I was taking your money. And what occurred to me was, one, I was taking your money. But secondly, if I'm a Secret Service agent thinking this, you know, then how do some of those other folks out there feel? And how do the taxpayers feel nonetheless? Now, it was a noble profession. I'm not here to knock government workers. I was one. There are a lot of noble people, FBI agents, our military speaks for itself. You know, there are a lot of great administrative employees. I'm not here to bash government, but I just felt like I wasn't contributing to growing the pie, so to say. So I left. I left my pension, my health benefits. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a small business guy as well, so you know, I'll be fine. But I felt like this was my way to really make a dent. This entire model, you've heard it referred to as a Keynesian model by Dave. Joe's particularly eloquent talking about some of these issues. But what if they base their entire economic model on? When I speak about they, I'm talking about progressive, liberal, secular ideology. It's based on 3 principles that everyone in this room probably understands, but needs to really understand where we're going with this. Because there is an end game, and it's not good. They based it on third-party payers, price controls, and coercion. Those 3. The third-party payer, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, these are all third-party payer models that the government and their planning models want to take from you out of your pocket and put in theirs. It's a power play. Well, that typically fails. Why does a third-party payer fail? I mean, think about basic Econ 101 for anyone here who's taken it. If you have a third-party payer, you have a producer of a product and a consumer, correct? Let's use medical services, a big issue in the last 3 years. Well, how do you have a product that no one can afford? Does that make any sense? How can you have a product nobody can afford? You have a necklace on. The guy who made that necklace, do you think he made that and priced it so no one could buy it? It's a counterintuitive argument, but it's the very same argument Democrats make about health care. The cost curve. No one can afford health care. Folks, how is that? Why is there not a Rolls-Royce dealership in the middle of Haiti right now? The answer is because Rolls-Royce is not going to put a dealership in Haiti because no one can afford to buy the car. They understand that. But yet think about it. You use the very same argument about medicine. And it's because of the third-party payer problem. You're not paying. You're not paying. The doctors are my brother-in-law's a doctor. This is not a knock on doctors. But the doctor has no incentive to provide you a competitively priced product. And you have no incentive to search for a competitively priced product. Why do you care? You're not paying. It's not your fault. You've been injected into this system. That's the first stool of this 3-legged disaster they have. That fails every time. Every time. It's never worked. I challenge you to find one situation in economic human history of civilized human beings where you can find a third-party payer model that's worked. And some people say, oh, well, insurance. No. That's not the case. You're not paying. Insurance is a third-party payer, but you're not paying for health care. You're paying for a service to avoid paying for health care. That's different. Don't let them fight each other. So when that fails, what do? Then you have to give the third-party payer. You have to go to price controls, right? Because you have to bend the cost curve. There's no such thing as bending a cost curve, folks. There's only a price you can afford or a price you can't afford. There's no such thing as bending the cost curve. It doesn't exist. You either believe in a free market or you do not. So then what do? When you lose control of the price, because again, sir, you don't care. I mean, it's not your fault. You're not paying for it. Either is the doctor. He doesn't care either. Ask a doctor what a knee surgery costs. You know what he's going to tell you? I don't know. They have no idea. But go ask a dentist what a root canal costs. I guarantee they go, $1,400. How does he know that? Because government hasn't injected itself into dentistry like it has in medicine. That's why. What's so different about medicine? No one complains about the cost of legal services. No one goes, man, we got to do something about these lawyers. They're making too much money. Why don't people do that? Because people understand the price model. You walk in, you want a lawyer, you pay for him. That's not what happens in medicine. So again, what happens when that fails? I'll sum this up for you in a minute, but you have to do price controls. Nixon did. He's probably the most liberal president we've ever had. Price controls. Price controls have never worked. Again, in civilized human history, they've led to 4 things every time. Price control. I'm talking about setting a price ceiling on something. In other words, you can't raise the price anymore. It's led to a decreased supply on the supply side. Why? Because if you're going to tell me that I can't charge for my product, I'm a doctor, hey, you can only charge $10 an hour. Yeah, but I have medical school bills to pay. It costs me $100. I said 10. So you have a decreased supply. Why? Because doctors aren't going to provide the service. They're not stupid. You have increased demand. Why? Hey, it's $10. This is great. This doctor's got to do a knee surgery on me for $10. It's fantastic. Everybody's at the door. Not because they need a knee surgery, because it's almost free. Black markets and quality decrements are the final 2. It happens every time. Decreased supply, increased demand, black markets, and quality decrements. Every single time you institute a price control. Again, I challenge any Democrat, or Republican for that matter, who doesn't believe me. Look up price controls every time and tell me any one of those 4 things that didn't happen. And I have to call you a liar. Because it's never not happened. It's happened every single time. Okay, so price controls, going to fail. What's the third one? Coercion. It's the only way, folks. Once I've sold you on the idea that you have to buy a product that I can't control the price on, I can't control the quality on, and I can't tell the supplier what to do with it, I have to make you join. Think about all these failed government programs. Why do they want student loans? Why do they want to monopolize student loans? They want to coerce you into doing it because they know they can't control the price anymore. Think about all the areas government's injected itself. Student loans, medicine. That's why we can't control the price, so now you have to join. Why do you think Obamacare, the Affordable Care Act, desperately is holding on to this mandate? Desperately. Why not just let it go? Like, you know what? Let the mandate go. Because they know if you had a choice, you would never take it. Because it will never, ever work. And it's all summed up nicely in this Affordable Care Act. It is the left's agenda on us. I'm not conspiratorial here. I don't think they're unpatriotic. I think their economic ideas are just foolish. They've never ever worked, and we keep going back to them. All summed up. All summed up nicely. What's the final peg of the Obamacare agenda? Well, first, it's this rationing board, this iPad board. Make no mistake, it's there to ration services. Because again, you can't have all products are scarce, right? All our resources. Does anybody debate that? Everything's scarce, right? We don't all have a Corvette. Why don't you have a Corvette? Because they're scarce. People's labor is scarce. Everything's scarce. There's only 2 ways to allocate products, right? You can either ration it or you can price it. That's it. They want to tell you otherwise. No, we're not rationing. Well, you're pricing it? No, we're not pricing it either. So what are you doing? You're a liar, and let's call it what it is. They are liars, folks. So that's where we're going. That's why I ran. I'm an economist by desire, not by trade. My degree is actually in finance, but I'm a big fan of Milton Friedman. And I'll leave you with this quote. I'll open it up for questions, and then I'll bid farewell. And I hope you guys and ladies follow us on Facebook and our Facebook page. We're doing really well, and on our website. But Milton Friedman, the great economist, sums up the third-party credit problem nicely with this 4-part quote. He says, there's 4 ways to spend money. You can spend money on yourself. Cost and quality, right? Dick's probably heard this a couple times. Dick's heard me speak so many times. But cost and quality, you're spending your own money on yourself. By far the most efficient way to allocate your own resources. You can spend money on someone else. Cost matters. But really, does quality matter? Maybe if you're buying it for your husband, maybe, but not really. You don't really care if the product breaks. The reality is they'll fix it. Other people can spend other people's money on themselves. In that case, you bet quality matters, but does cost matter? Who cares? In the Secret Service, we used to have really nice hotel rooms because we'd go and stay with the president's stay. I wasn't paying. So, hey, give me the penthouse if it's available. I'm not paying. Quality mattered, right? Of course it mattered. What's the 4th way, though? I know you think that sounds bad. That's not even the worst. It gets worse. Other people can spend other people's money on other people. That's government, folks. Every time, neither cost nor quality will ever matter because it's not your money and you're not spending it on yourself. What do you care? I mean, just disastrous. That's government. That's Milton Friedman. You got to watch that quote. It's on YouTube. He gives a great speech. And it's just epitomized by this one statistic I want to leave. Medicaid. You are 93% more likely to die after surgery if you're on Medicaid than someone who has insurance. Now, here's the devastating part. I don't think that's bad. It gets worse. You're 17% more likely to die than someone who has no insurance at all if you're on Medicaid. That's government, folks, every time. Let them sell that argument in Prince George's County. Let him sell it. I'm not going to let him. We've been going after this guy every day, and he knows it too. That's why he's been on TV all the time. So again, I'm Dan Bongino. My website's bongino.com. I would really appreciate if you give us a look. We've been on Fox News 3 times, and CNN, and Glenn Beck, and a bunch of different shows. They're all on there. Give them a look. I need you. You don't need me. I want you to vet me. I want you to look at me. Don't be persuaded by one speech. Do the research on it.